And the chapter is about LibreOffice Writer. We have already covered MS Word right before. So now the thing is, we have to prepare as we have come to the end of this academic year. We have to be thorough with any kind of word processing software. Okay. The idea behind this is to make you aware of not one but all types of word processing softwares which are available in the market, right? It should not be like you will say I am comfortable working in Word but not in Writer. So that should not be the case, right? As a basic data entry operator, you should be comfortable working with any kind of office application. Office application in the sense any type of software package which consists of Word, Excel, PowerPoint, that is a word processor, a spreadsheet application, and a presentation software. So these softwares are provided by multiple different companies. Okay, we have Corel Word Perfect, we have MS Word, we have LibreOffice Writer, Apache OpenOffice Writer, Think Office Writer, we have Zoho Office. Okay, we have Corel Word Perfect Suite, we have Google Docs. So there are so many different options which are available. So we should be comfortable working with any of these apps. That is the main idea behind taking up two different softwares. So we are going to use this book over here, which you can see, and I have opened Unit 3 Digital Documentation. So there is some initial information about when this digital documentation started. Okay. How digital documentation helps us, how word processing is an improvement over a typewriter. So certain points are given. These are, you can just study these points and later on I will explain these. I have already explained this when I was teaching you about word processing basics earlier. Okay. So let's jump on to the main thing, that is how to work on Writer. So few things I have already explained to you, like creating a document in LibreOffice Writer, saving a document, opening a document, find and replace. These things I have already told you. Then in the last lecture I explained about basic editing options, cut, copy, paste, selection mode. Okay, so these things I have already taught you in that. So today we are going to take up a few more different things. So let me just reduce its magnification a little bit. So we had seen getting started, and this is a simple document which we were creating. So I'm going to open LibreOffice Writer. So just watch it very carefully how we open LibreOffice Writer. I accidentally opened HP. One second, just let me close this window. I'll open my Glassbrick application, which helps me to magnify certain areas on the screen. Now I'm going to my start menu, and as you can see it is already there in the recently added softwares, and also you can get it from the L marked folder here. And I'm going to open this control panel. You can also directly start Writer from this Writer icon, and I have already pinned LibreOffice to my start menu, so I will just click there to start it. So it's taking a while. So let's see what we are going to do today. We had seen saving a document, parts of the Writer window, All these things I have already taught you. If you watch that offline lecture, you will find it there. Editing a document, we have seen. Selection criteria, how we can select a word, a sentence, a paragraph, and the entire document. Find and replace, I have told you. Jumping to a page number, non-printable characters we have seen. Today we will be seeing checking spelling and grammar. Now this is the LibreOffice panel, and this area shows what? Can anyone tell me what do you see over here? What are these icons? If you
Files
have
so we opened recently.
very good. Recently opened or accessed files in LibreOffice. LibreOffice provides us a very nice feature that we can jump to any other application from here, any other LibreOffice app from here, whereas this kind of a control panel is not provided in any of the Microsoft products. Okay. So this was the file which I had created. So I'm going to simply click on that and open it. And you get a small tip. If you want, you can just go on reading the next step or click on OK to close it. So this was a simple LibreOffice file which I had created in the previous classes. That is offline videos. Now today we are going to see checking spelling and grammar. So how will we check spelling and grammar? We go to tools, and in the tools menu, please pay attention here. In the tools menu, you get this. Firstly, you can see automatic spell checking, which is already enabled. As you can see, this button is already enabled over here. Okay, that is auto spell check is already there. If I write a wrong spelling, it will already give a red wavy line under that word, which will highlight that there is a spelling error or a proofing error in this document. What is it? A proofing error. Proofing error, or it is also known as typographical error. Errors which we commit while typing text. Okay. Or spelling error. Right? So suppose I intentionally write a spelling wrongly. Like you can see over here, Bhopal N is written, right? Which is giving an error. Let me remove that. Now I don't get an error because Bhopal is a word which is recognized by the dictionary, the internal dictionary of writer. Similarly, ITES. IT is a proper word, but ITES, writer doesn't understand. But according to us, it is not wrong, right? So only thing is that it is not present in the dictionary, the inbuilt dictionary of writer. That is why it is highlighting this as an error. Similarly, you can see here Kastur Chand Park. Now Kastur Chand is what? It is a proper noun. So all proper nouns may not be added to the dictionary. That's why it is giving an error. So all those words which are not recognized by the built-in dictionary of writer or any word processing application, then what will happen? It highlights it as a spelling error. Like management, I missed out on E. Okay, right now it is not recognizing this. Let me save it and see. Maybe when I start this, see, some spelling errors can easily be recognized. Now it might not be as efficient as the spell checker of MS Word. So certain errors which we commit, it might not highlight it at that time, but after some time it might do it. So I'm going to tools menu over here, and I'm going to select the first option, that is spelling, and its shortcut key is F7. So now you can see the spelling dialog box. The spelling dialog box starts from the very first line, or sorry, it doesn't start from the first line, it starts from the point where our cursor was placed. So I'm going to first place my cursor right at the beginning, that is over here in report. Now I go to tools, select spelling, and it didn't find any error here. It will start looking from this side and it will highlight the first spelling error from the top of the page. So it finds the first one, that is Kasturchan, and you can see it is giving us some suggestions. It's a kind of a very funny situation where we don't want to change it because it's the name of the park, the landmark, okay, which we are talking about. So we can choose to ignore it once. Now, what will happen with ignore once? Let me give you an idea about this. We have already done this. If you remember, we have already done this in MS Word. All these, the same kind of a dialog box appears in MS Word, if you remember. Have you seen
Yes,
it in
ma'am.
MS Word, everybody? So, do you find that it is very difficult or something out of the blue which you are studying? I don't think so. This is like things could be a little here and there, the places could be different, but at the end of the day, you will find that most of the basic features are same because we are not learning them only with respect to Word or Excel or PowerPoint or Writer or Calc or Impress, but rather we are seeing that as a word processor. If I'm talking about a word processor, I'm talking about all the word processors which are available in the market, whether it is Google Docs, whether it is MS Word, whether it is LibreOffice Writer or any other word processor which is available. Let's see. Just a second. Okay. So we can see it over here. What is the meaning of this one? Ignore ones. Can anyone tell me?
Ma'am, it will
We have
ignore
already
that
studied.
once.
It will ignore the spelling mistake once, move on to the next one, but next time when when it again finds Kastur Chand somewhere else in the file, it will again highlight that. Okay, so if you are confident that this word appears only once in the document, you can select ignore once, or you can select ignore all, which will ignore all occurrences. Ignore all occurrences of the error. Same as your MS Word spelling and grammar check. We have add to dictionary. Who will tell me this one? Take it as a revision of all word processing components. Add to dictionary. Why do we use this button? What
Ma'am,
is
to add
add
this word in the dictionary
in the
of
built-in?
LibreOffice.
Yes, built-in dictionary. There is a built-in dictionary of LibreOffice Writer. If I add this word to this dictionary, henceforth in whichever document I write Kastur Chand, it will not highlight it as an error. Understood? What happens with ignore once and ignore all is it only ignores the mistake in the current document only. In this document, I selected ignore all. Okay, it ignored it. But then I again open another document where again Kastur Chand is there. It will again highlight it as an error. So that is the difference between ignore options and add to dictionary. Fine. Next is correct. Why do we use this correct option? Now, can you tell me the MS Word option which appears here? It was something like change and this one was change all. So you can figure out the differences. Only the label of these buttons was different. Otherwise, the work is the same. Understood? And there is an extra option here. Always correct. That is whenever it finds Kastur Chand, always it should replace by the selected suggestion over here. Right. So this was an option. This is an option similar to now. This is an option which is not there, but it was almost similar to autocorrect option of MS Word. And from this options also we get some autocorrect options. which we can make some settings over here, right? So correct will change it once, correct all will change all occurrences of Kasturchand to pasture land, right? So this is how it works. Let us see what all we get. So we are going to ignore it once. Now we get Nagpur. It doesn't have Nagpur also, and it's giving us this suggestion over here, as you can see. So we will again choose to add this to the dictionary. Then it gives ITES. I will again ignore it. Then it gives management. Yes, now you can see that management is an incorrect spelling. Maybe during I was in a hurry to type, so I skipped that E. So now it is giving me some suggestions: management, engagement, magenta. So which one is the correct one? I know that management is the correct one. So I will let this over here and I will click on correct. BPO is correct in my opinion. So I will again ignore this. NASCOM is also correct. Again, I'll ignore this. Tuscan is, it should be not Tuscan. I have written it as CON. Rather, it should be CAN. So I'm going to do what? Correct all occurrences. Wherever it finds that Tuscan word in the documents, it will correct it. Now we again came back to this. So I'll choose to ignore it every time. Now look here, us, we. What is the error here? I think the spelling of us and we both are correct. So why is it highlighting it as an error? Can anybody tell me the reason? Yes, students, put on your thinking caps and tell me. 1 second. Raise your hands, those who want to answer. Yes, Sakshi Arya.
Ma'am, there is no space in between.
Yes, very good. See, normally it is a good practice that if I end a sentence, I have to end it with either a full stop or an exclamation mark or a question mark, right? And I have to leave a gap, in at least one gap after this and start the next sentence. So any word processing application recognizes this as the correct way of typing, right? So when you are writing us dot v like this, it says it tries to it considers this whole patch as one word. It recognizes it as a word and then it sees that this is not a proper word in the built-in dictionary. So it highlights it as an error and gives us a suggestion, as you can see over here. Either it can be use or us dot v. So you can correct this. So I'm going to click on always correct. And that is I added to the autocorrect options and I'm going to click on correct all so that wherever it finds it, it will correct. And now there are no more errors. Once the number of errors are totally removed from your document, it will give you this message. The spell check is complete. Similar kind of a message you get in MS Word also. The spelling and grammar check is complete. So click on OK. And you can also see there is a check grammar checkbox over here, which also checks the grammatical errors. Let us try to commit some grammatical errors in the document and see what it gives us. Like, I'm deliberately removing 2 from here. Okay, let's see if I get any grammatical error. So again, it is giving me ignore. So I'm going to ignore all. Continue checking from the beginning. Yes. Okay, it doesn't give me. It did not highlight that, but I'm sure if we had used MS Word, we would have got this highlighted. So see, it depends upon the quality of the product which you are using. You go to the market and I'll give you the example. Students, you go to the market and you see that there are various brands of noodles available, right? You have Maggi, you have Top Ramen, you have Sunfeast EP noodles, right? But the most popular one is Maggie. We already know that. Fine. Why? कुछ तो अलग होगा मैगी में जिसकी वजह से वो इतना पॉपुलर है. Same way with word. कुछ तो होगा उसमें because of which people are even ready to ignore the free of cost open source products like LibreOffice or OpenOffice, and people are still using the pirated versions of MS Word, right? So there will be differences in various products. What we have to do is identify those differences as a basic data entry operator and try to use any available option or feature of that application. Understood? It is not possible that it might not be possible that this application is going to highlight all types of grammatical mistakes as efficiently as Word does. Okay, but because you should remember that Microsoft was the pioneer in this office automation software industry. Okay, when MS Word, MS Office was launched, almost all computers they used MS Office. Then slowly the people at GNU, they thought that we should try to create a family of free of cost softwares. Nobody will have to pay. So there are software developers who volunteer to work for or to contribute to writing code for such kind of open source applications. So we cannot expect, they are doing it willingly, but it is not, we cannot expect, see, there is a difference in the work environment. There they are doing it willingly. So by willingly, if I am providing free of cost service, I am teaching somebody free of cost, I may skip over a few parts. But if I am employed somewhere, there I am forced to teach well and in detail and provide an in-depth knowledge to the students. Why? Because I'm getting paid for that, right? So there is always a difference. Microsoft provides you all the features, but it also is seeking some money for that in return. It is getting something in return. But these softwares are free of cost. They are not getting paid as compared to your Microsoft or any other corporate like Corel. WordPerfect is also a proprietary software. That is, you have to purchase that. So that is also quite efficient. So you will always find a subtle difference between proprietary software and open source softwares, right? So that is this thing you have to keep in mind. Why some features are working perfectly in Word and not in Writer? This is the reason which I gave you, right? So I'm just going to commit another mistake and see if we get, like, suppose I write here. Let's see if I get any grammatical error over here. So again, I'm placing my cursor here, tools, spelling and grammar. Continue checking in the beginning. It is still giving me spell check is complete. Let me just uncheck and check this once again and try to again check if there is a problem. So I go to spelling and grammar. It is still giving me spell check is complete. So, and let me try to provide an extra space in between the words, because that is also, if you give more than one spaces in between words, that is also considered as a grammatical error. So now it is, if you can see here, it is giving a blue colored wavy line, which is an indication of grammatical mistakes. So if I just go to spelling now, see, now it gave me a suggestion here. Okay. I can correct it. Spelling and grammar check is complete. It removes that extra space. So all what writer recognizes as grammatical errors is giving extra spaces. Whereas if you use Word, it will also highlight all the common grammatical errors in your sentence, right? And for that matter, if you still are not satisfied with this and you want a nice grammar checking application, you can go for an online tool which is available these days, Grammarly. You might have seen its ads many times while watching YouTube videos. That is Grammarly. So Grammarly is an application which you can install as a browser extension also, or you can download that software also. The free version has some less features, whereas the purchased version has some advanced features. This is very, very helpful and very efficient when it comes to finding grammatical errors and correcting them automatically, right? So you can go for some third party options like this also. Fine. Coming to our next topic. So we chose this grammatical error, and also if I'm just committing an error, like here I committed an error, and sometimes it will also give me a red wavy line over here. Let me just see. Automatic spell checking, and now you can see that after some time it just gave me a red wavy line. If I right click on it, it gives me, first of all, it gives me the possible suggestions. I can select from there. Enabled, enable. So I'm selecting enabled. Ignore, ignore all. Add to dictionary. Spelling, always correct to, means whenever you find this spelling mistake, always correct it to this. Autocorrect option, set language for paragraphs. So all these options are also provided when you have right clicked on that error, right? So that comes under automatic spell check. Coming to the next one. Using synonyms and thesaurus. Synonyms are what? Sometimes you search for a word having a similar in meaning to the word you have in mind. All words with similar meanings. They are known as what? Synonyms. Right. So how you can, you don't need to purchase a synonym or thesaurus book for that. You can get synonyms of words from a built-in feature of any word processor. Let's see what that is. Suppose I want a synonym of a word that is evolution. I have a word evolution here, as you can see. I have selected this word. I want a synonym of this word. So I'll go to tools menu, and here you can see this option here, thesaurus. Shortcut key is Control plus F7. Please learn these shortcut keys. Okay, make a table, make a cheat sheet. It's not a cheat sheet actually. It's, don't take it by the literal meaning. You don't have, I'm not telling you to create a sheet and do cheating next time in the exam using that sheet. It's cheat sheet means it is a sheet which you will be having. As and when you go on noting down anything in it, it will be on your computer table, or it can be stuck anywhere where you can stick it somewhere, either on your study table or just in a small bulletin board, or just in front of your study table, the wall in front of your study table, so that whenever, once in a while, whenever you are passing that area, you can have a, you can steal a glance at that, right? So that is the meaning. So thesaurus is there. Now I'm going to click on this. So you get this small dialog box, whereas in latest versions of MS Word, you will get a right hand side panel for this. So current word which I had selected is evolution, and I'm getting some alternatives like development, process, physical process, devolution. This is the antonym. Okay, that is the opposite. Organic evolution, phylogeny, phylogenesis, so many different options we are getting. Suppose I want, suggest me a word and I will give you its synonyms. Can anybody suggest me any word? Come on.
Trap.
Yes, what is it? Trap.
Pleasant.
Pleasant. It's not pleasant. We say pleasant. Okay. You can see it's alternatives beautiful. It is known as dulce, okay, enjoyable, gratifying, pleasurable, grateful, idyllic, pastoral, good natured. So many different options you'll find. Now suppose I want to replace this pleasant word by pleasurable. Now I don't have pleasant word anywhere in the document. I had the evolution word. I'm going to replace it by the word development. So it is already selected. Click on replace and that word gets replaced over here. As you can see over here. Now I'm going to type pleasant. As you said, I'm going to select it using double click, which I had explained in the previous class. Go to tools, thesaurus, and let me select this pleasurable word, replace, and you can see that it gets replaced by this word. So there are, like, if you are interested in public speaking, already we have some very good public speakers in this class. Nior, G Krishna. Okay, you people have even hosted the Enquesta for a past few years. So I'm really grateful for your services there. And so this is what you people are into public speaking. So you are already always in, I believe you are always in need of synonyms of words with the similar meanings. You want to look for a better word for certain words. So you can easily use this thesaurus. It could be a very useful tool for your purpose. And also by right clicking a word, you can get its synonym, like I right clicking expected, right click and go to synonyms, and here also you can see various options available below. So you can select any of these options or you can click on thesaurus to open the thesaurus dialog box. Next is formatting a document. How to format a page, that is formatting a page. So we'll go back to our document. For this, we go to the format menu, click on the format menu, and from here you will get some options like page style, paragraph, text. Okay, and one second. First, let me start from here, that is text. So first, let me select some text from here. For example, I'm selecting this information technology and information technology enabled services. Done. You can use that. Ma'am, could you just close the door? Yes. Okay, so we have this text written over here, information technology and information technology enabled services. So I want to just apply some other format to this. So I'm going to format text, and you can see already bold and italic is applied. How do you identify that some features are already applied on the text? Can you tell me? How do you identify that some features are applied?
They are highlighted.
They are highlighted. They are appearing in a different color. Yes. Okay. And then we have some other options. Single underline, double underline, strike through, overline, which is not there in MS Word, but we have it over here. Superscript, subscript. So these various types of effects we have already studied in Word. Just a moment, students. Just give me a moment. Okay, so you see that there are various options which are available over here. So any of the options which you select, you will get it applied on this text. Like I'm selecting overline, and you can see that a line appears on top of the text. And this option is, if I place my cursor on this text, When you go to format text, and you will see that this option is highlighted. If you select this text, okay, and you go to format text and you select this option again, that particular overline effect will be removed from the text. Understood this? Let us try to apply some effects on, create some effects of superscript and subscript. So I'm typing here some chemical compound names. So the time is up. We are going to do it in the next class because that is going to take a short while. So in the meantime, I would expect everybody to practice. If you have a computer at home, please practice it. And those who want to avail the lab services, lab facilities, you can come to the school with parents' consent, letter duly signed by our parents, okay, filled and signed, and submitted at the school to your class teacher, and come to the school following the proper COVID protocols. Okay, thank you everybody. See you all again in the next class. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you,
Have a
ma'am.
good
Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Ma'am.